Alright, so yes, we have some more Anthem news. We're going to be talking about new armor leaks, data mines, and then also we're going to be talking about a big fan protest against Anthem going on right now. So hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here. Hope you all are doing good. And let us begin with the daily news. Let's do this. Alright, so yeah, you guys know that data mining is always a thing with Anthem. You know, previously we've seen data mines from the alpha and so on and so forth. But check this out. We have some brand new armor pieces that were recently leaked in data mined. They look pretty sexy, as you can see right here. Now, let me know which one is your favorite. Of course, we've got Colossus and a wide variety of different sets here, but they all look pretty cool, and they look like they are Scar themed, at least to me. So yeah, my favorite one is definitely the first one right here. Let me show you that one more time. I think the red, white, and black is definitely a good look, but it is really cool to see that for sure. So that's on your Interceptor. But yeah, if you're wondering, where is the armor, Robbie? Well, it looks like we would be getting armor probably later this month in March, because that's when the vanity chests for the stronghold should be rolling out. Now, if they're delayed, I'll let you guys know. I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case, but they should be rolling out the vanity chests at the end of March. So that seems like it's going to be the plan here. Also, this is from one of my live streams, the gameplay that you are seeing here. Join me at fb.gg/openworldvideogames for more. I may be live right now, so drop in and say hello. Alright, so this was the sentiment also. Anthem desperately needs more armor options, and I agree with Feta here. And he goes on to say this: one of the best parts about looter shooters that have any option of gear customization is customizing and collecting new armor sets. I know I'm not far into the game, about level 16, but the lack of having armor dropped is really sad, and the only option being spending currency or even real money for is very disappointing. I feel like there's no character, there's no "this is my javelin," huge miss mark on this one. Yeah, I was hoping they would put it out in the open world for sure, the armor sets and stuff, where you can actually go and explore them. But I am excited for the vanity chest. I'm excited that they're going to be connected to, you know, free play events where you have to get a key to open up the vanity chest within the stronghold. So it's cool that they're going to be connecting the free play and the strongholds together. I just wish it was in the game at launch. My feeling is this game was pushed out because of the Division 2 to get it out before that game. So that's what I'm feeling more and more. Alright, so yes, there is a massive fan protest going on. As you can see here, over 8,000 upvotes. It says this: protest to revert loot drop changes, bring back the bug, and let us taste the loot shower. It says stop playing from March 11th through the 15th to make a point. Show them what we think by sheer player numbers alone. And let me know if you guys agree with this one. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about my experience with loot in just a moment. It was actually pretty decent, so hear me out on this. I'll let you guys know what happened, but that might not be the same experience for you guys, and I'll tell you exactly what went on to make my experience a little bit better. Alright, so the post says this: you're pissed, you want to make a point once and for all. Well, what could hurt a game that has real money transactions for cosmetics? LOL, yeah, they are nearly none, I know. Or is a live service more than anything? And he goes on to say this: get your point across, simple as that. Stop playing the game for a whole week, hopefully with the support of an entire subreddit, to show Bioware that all it takes for us to really enjoy the game is to receive loot. To receive the chance out of 0.1% draw god roll or anything to take us further towards Grandmaster 3. Time invested versus reward is a complete joke at this point. Getting gold and platinum thrown at you for just stating that is more than enough to prove that point. But are you willing to stick to your beliefs? Prove it. Drop the game completely dead for a week, and we'll see. Crap like this won't go unnoticed by investors nor the developers, Bioware themselves. So that's the sentiment there. Got a lot of replies, got a lot of upvotes. Overall, I think the community is a bit disappointed with the loot and the loot drop rates and stuff like that. But here are some of the replies. Joke's on you. I stopped playing last week. 2,000 upvotes. And then Dara and Games says this: I was talking about how the same thing happened in Mass Effect Andromeda in another one of these posts. They called it a blackout, and when it did happen, the devs messaged back very quickly and changed the game. It was never enough, and the game eventually died anyway. Let's see what happens if this actually works out. I couldn't play Anthem anyway with all the connection issues, but glad to see someone making this post. And then you got to remember that Division 2 is coming up real fast here. So, yeah, Bioware, I don't think they can really take it too easy right now, for sure. Now, this was another post that says, those are rookie numbers. I'm nearly 40, and my work and my family mean that I play so little I'm not even 30 yet. Your blackout is my normal progress rate, which is kind of why I hope you all succeed in getting them to be more generous, because at this rate, I'm never actually going to see a Masterwork or Legendary ever. So, yeah, a lot of people are experiencing the same thing. And then Canadian Nick says this, I started Borderlands 2 backup with my Anthem friends just to scratch the itch Anthem tried to. It really surprised me how much of Borderlands they could have recycled or learned from actual bosses, branded weapons, crazy loot, etc. I love Anthem for what it's worth, but all these other games and all their features and issues feels like Anthem was made in a vacuum. Yeah, you know, Borderlands 3 is also going to be supposedly announced here very soon, so the looter-shooter market is getting more and more intensely crowded, so Anthem needs to act fast. Well, Bioware needs to act fast to make Anthem succeed here. We can't. I don't agree with the sentiment that we can wait a couple months. Of course, they did say that they would be making incremental upgrades to the loot system over time, but there's going to be some sort of significant change here in a few months' time while we're getting the new content drops during Act 1 all the way up till May. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys in the know about that one. Now, this one was posted by Crash Banshee, who says this: 35 world events, thousands of enemies killed, tons of chests open, Titans Ursix killed, and this is the result. And he shows his result. Tons and tons of purple. Purple rain. Look at that. That is not good at all. So you can see the one masterwork, though. Nice. But that's not what you want to see. Now, what's my personal experience with this? So I was running with the group. We were all over power 700. And that was really important. Every single person in the group was basically at 700. We were playing on Grandmaster 1, and we played Heart of Rage. And the thing is, 3 of us, after our full session of goofing off and playing and going into, free play, and then especially the strongholds, 3 of us received legendaries. So that was different, and it could be something to do with group scaling. So it might be that all of you have to be at a certain power level, up over 700, on a certain difficulty, and then running the strongholds. Seems like the strongholds might be yielding the best rewards. Now, another one of our group members, I wish I could remember the name, said it's important to note that he heard that you may actually have to rotate between strongholds. So when I got my legendary, this was interesting. This is something I noticed. The loot became way worse after I got my legendary. It was like Anthem put on the brakes and we were running the same stronghold. So it's something I'm going to continue experimenting around. But running the same stronghold might not be a viable option anymore. The game may be encouraging you to bounce around, but there's really no way of knowing this. Now, what about luck? So we were running... some of our members were running around 90, I believe it was. I was running like 30 luck, I believe it was, when I got my legendary. So that's just an important note, I guess. But it seems to be all over the place. And then one of our squad members, Obsidian, didn't even get a legendary after playing with us. So that's definitely a bummer. But I think if he would have stayed in, perhaps he would have gotten a legendary in time. But I think he played... probably, I'm going to take a guess, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Our total play time was about 3 hours. So every one of us, not every one of us, 3 out of 4 got a legendary during that time. So that's definitely notable. And they were legendaries that were pretty good overall. So we'll see what happens. It just seems to be all over the place, doesn't it? It's just crazy. All right, so this was a Forbes article by Paul Tassi who says this: Bioware just pulled the trigger, make it rain loot in Anthem once and for all. And I definitely agree with this one. You could read the full article for yourself in the description below, of course. But he says this: in the early days of Anthem, I wasn't sure about the idea that simply dumping loot into the game would fix its problems, but at this point it's become clear that even after it fixes to inscriptions, it is still extremely hard to find masterwork loot that is actually useful. And once you have a full set of it on your Javelin, the true endgame becomes finding legendaries, which have far greater stat bonuses. And finding those is way, way too hard. As you can see, those drops once every 10, 20, or 40 hours, or never if you're super unlucky like some people. And even then, they have to be the items you want with the rolls you want. Furthermore, he says this: I also think Bioware needs to look at the general state of the player base right now. Things are tenuous, to say the least, and Bioware's will be making loot fixes for the next few months might turn into finding that a few months from now, most of the players who currently care about these fixes may not have stuck around that long. Destiny is still cranking out content. The Division 2 is launching. I was hoping Bioware would be able to pull the trigger on massive loot drops by the end of this week, given the state of things. A few months seems like an eternity, even if this is always a genre that takes a few months or years for larger scale fixes. I'm just not sure Anthem has that kind of time. So I agree. I think they need to just roll out the constant updates and keep us in the know of what is going on. Radio silence at this point will not help them, of course. And they have been vocal about, yes, that we will be getting changes, but, you know, today it's been absolutely nothing. There's been no response from Bioware, and this is when we need responses from Bioware for sure. Alright, guys, so that's the latest happenings around Anthem. Let me know how you guys are managing with the loot. Are you getting anything good or not? Sound off in the comments below. And yeah, again, I'll be streaming today, so look out for me here at fb.gg/overworldvideogames. Hope you guys should drop in, say hello. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time. Take care.